Hi, Cassie. Thank you for sharing your experience. I really liked your video, and I did wanted to say that I could relate to a lot of what you said, especially the part about realizing that it wasn't really about the phone, but about the avoidance. That part really stood out to me because I really think that happens with a lot of behaviors. Like when we're trying to change one thing on the surface, but then we realize there's something more deeper going on underneath. I also thought it was really interesting how you described that moment where you were playing Sudoku and kind of justifying it as coping, and then you caught yourself. That level of awareness is honestly huge. I feel like that's the point where real change actually happens because before that, everything is kind of automatic and we don't even question it. I liked how you said motivation started off pretty low at first, but the structure of the assignment helped push you. That makes a lot of sense, and I think it connects really well to what you said about the external versus internal motivation as well. That sometimes we need that external push to just get started with that, but it doesn't really stick until we understand why we're doing it. I feel like your shift into internal motivation after that realization about avoidance is exactly what we've been learning about. Also, the way you connected it to your work with clients was really good. When you talked about how people come in with low motivation because they're required to be there, that felt really real. I really like how you explained your role in helping them build that internal motivation over time. It shows that you're not just applying this to yourself, but also thinking about it in a professional way. Your vulnerability about downtime being the biggest trigger also made a lot of sense to me. I think those in between moments are actually some of the hardest because they're not big stressful situations. It's just those small, quiet moments where your brain kind of looks for something to do. Um, Such as waiting, sitting alone, or just having nothing going on. That's when habits show up the most, I think, because they're so automatic. I thought it was really good that you said that those moments are becoming more predictable for you now, because that's honestly, I think, such a big step. Once you can predict your triggers, it gives you more control instead of just reacting without thinking. And I also liked how you said you're relying more on awareness than motivation. That actually really stuck to me because motivation comes and goes, but awareness is something you can keep building. It kind of slows everything down and gives you that moment to decide instead of just acting out of habit. I liked how you rated yourself 7, or 8. It seems fair. Um, and you're not saying you're perfect, but you're saying that you recognize the real progress. And the fact that you're reaching for your phone less automatically is actually a big change, even if it doesn't feel huge at first. Um, Also related to what you said about understanding the function of the behavior instead of just trying to eliminate it, it's kind of changed. This kind of changed how I think about habits as well. Because if you don't understand what the behavior is doing to you, it's really hard to replace it or manage it. Overall, I think you're doing really well and you're being honest and clearly learning from the process, which is, I think, the point of this assignment. Thank you.